I have another question about Billy Bush.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Because Billy Bush is now back on TV. I know there's 45 seconds, I'm gonna use him. So he's back on TV. He had a conversation with Gayle King about co-starring in the 2005 Access Hollywood tape. And he really feels that he has been given a bad rap. He feels that folks came after him. Take a look.
And you knew there was a tape.
Everybody did.
I didn't.
Oh, well, everybody at the network.
Yeah, okay. But
Sure.
the public didn't know. Everybody knew about the tape, you're saying.
And I was comfortable that that it wasn't going to be weaponized.
Is that how you feel it was, weaponized?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I got taken out, but I wasn't the target.
Why didn't you feel you could challenge him and say, you know, that's not cool? Why didn't you feel that
Well,
at that
Trump's
time?
the kind of guy who would say, you know, forget Billy Bush. And then I might have gotten, hey, why did you lose Trump? He's the biggest guest we have. I mean, there was always a little bit of, you're a little anxious around him because you just wanted to end well and get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Listen, maybe you should just know that part of why people came for you is because once you went outside, you sort of engaged someone else, a woman, to be part of that. That's why people went for you, Billy. And had you just been standing there, you probably would not have gotten taken out as quickly. But, you know, you kind of helped that go further than you needed to. And that's why I think people are pissed at you, or they were. Now you got a new gig, you got a thing. Don't talk about it anymore.
He's not going to.
Okay, he says he's not going to talk about it, but just, you know, find a better answer than, you know, this was done to me. You helped do this to yourself. You know, and you got to cop to it. You know,
Coming back, they all want to come back. Charlie Rose wants to come back. Mark Halperin wants to come back. Matt Lauer, they all want to come back. And I say, these people are interchangeable. Television people, come on, everybody is replaceable.
Yeah.
Why does Billy Bush have to come back? You mean there aren't 10 other people who could do that job, interview Honey Boo Boo? You know what I mean? Whatever it is he does.
Yeah.
And Mark Halperin, we don't need him because he did a couple of allegedly did some vile things.
No,
which
he
we're
admitted
not,
it.
He admitted he did them. And Charlie Rose, okay, Gayle King has taken his spot now. You're over. You're finished. Put a fork in it. And even Matt Lauer, who I always liked, we can replace Matt Lauer. And they have already.
Proven, yeah.
And so go into the sunset now. Take your money. You're done.
Also, how many women who have been victims, where's their comeback? They're not asking for a big television comeback, you know? And who gets up in the morning and says, I want to see more of Mark Halperin on TV?
I mean,
No one's asking for more of that.
I tend to get worried, and I think Megan and I agree on this, with this cancel culture, you know, that nobody, you get canceled and no one has a right to redemption. And I do believe that people change and that you do have a right to redemption. But what I didn't like, what I heard from Billy Bush was, you know, I just didn't feel comfortable disagreeing with him because he was anxious, because he just wanted to end well. He was the biggest guest that they have. And in those moments, and I think you've said this often, Abby, you have to show character in those moments. And I think in this industry in particular, we accept bad behavior for ratings. And in politics, we accept bad behavior for power. And we do need those people. And had he stood up and said, hey, let's not talk like that about women, let's change the subject, he wouldn't be in the position he found himself in. And so, does he deserve the comeback, really, is
Well, I blame
more the
NBC
question
a bit for this, too,
for me.
because it seems like they've made moves that are politically expedient for them. This, but also with Ronan Farrow and the Harvey Weinstein moment. They could have broken that story, but because they were trying to protect themselves, that's my opinion, they let that pass. And so I think the blame should be spread many places. He did say that, Gayle King asked about the Me Too movement, if this was part of it, and he said, I think this was the tipping point, and if that's the case, then that's a very good thing. So there were moments where I think he does put himself as part of the blame. I'm not a huge Billy Bush fan, so to your point, I don't really care if he's back or not.
But I
read
think,
this.
oh.
Yeah.
Mark Halperin has denied any unwanted physical interactions, but has previously acknowledged he did pursue relationships with women he worked with and that his behavior was inappropriate, and apologized for causing others pain.
Okay, so he didn't admit it. Sorry, I messed that up. Well, I will say, I'm like you. I don't love cancel culture. I don't. I think that people make mistakes, but I think there's a difference between, like, even Billy Bush, which I do not love, and I'm also not a big fan of his, and then the things that Mark Halperin are accused of are quite graphic and disgusting and involve him exposing himself, and allegedly. So I do think, like, my problem with cancel culture, too, is, like, there's a spectrum of things in the Me Too movement, and, like, Al Franken is not the same thing as Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, to that point, Al Franken is a unique senator. He's very intelligent. He took on Jeff Sessions.
But he was still accused.
He was accused, but you can't put him in the same category without due process.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't put him in the same category as Billy Bush. The man is a brilliant senator, and we needed him in the
But
party.
I think it's not about their, I don't think it's about, like, their intelligence or their jobs. It's about their behavior. And I just think there needs to be more nuance in it. And for me, the tipping point was Aziz Ansari. That, for me, was when I was like, yellow light, this story is one that I don't think Aziz is, and I'm happy he isn't canceled.
But Billy didn't. He didn't.
But here's
he would say he
the
didn't do
thing that I
anything.
will tell you about cancel culture. You always have to make sure the person you're canceling is guilty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Having been one who's been on the other side of cancel culture, and people say, oh, I don't, her politics, I don't like her politics, and then being prevented from working for 7 years, you really got to be careful because people believe you when you say certain things. And so do your homework. It takes more time, but you'll feel better about it because you'll at least have the 411 on the T.